Well, welcome back to Timeline Ranch. It is morning time. I am loading rock to work on that dike that got washed out by that heavy rain. So I'm dipping into my rock pile savings account here. I'm going to haul 2 loads. I've already hauled one. I'm going to haul one more over there and then, throw that in there and come back and get a couple more. I want to try to button up that side of the creek that I've been working on so I can start on some other things. Well, the wind's actually not too bad today. There's just a light breeze. Water's nice and placid. I've just about got the road. I don't know if you saw the other video, but this used to dip down about 5 feet and then come back up. So I've got that filled in with rock. It's a good bit of rock there, and I'm going to dump this load here and throw it up into there, the little pocket. I've been bringing some big rocks over that I had intended to make another cactus garden with, but this is more important over here than a cactus garden. I'm going to stack these big giant rocks in a circular shape, half circle. And then, build all that rock up behind it. And that's, man, that's probably going to be 30-foot section of rock on that side. That water's going to have to push through. I don't think it's going to do it. I guess we'll see. Here we are on the east side. We built that rock up. The other video. This is the outfall of where the pond will drain, once it's full up to this level here. I need to shoot it. I built this up, but I need to shoot this elevation and then right over there to make sure that this is lower than that, because if not, it's going to go out there. I'm not trying to stop the water, I'm just trying to slow it down so that it saturates all this real good. It gives me a good bit of extra surface area on the pond of water. This side's not going to have the force that does, because that's coming down that higher elevation and building momentum when it hits this. Once it, hits this little dike I built there, it's going to slow it down some, and then it'll dump in the pond, and it'll, have to fill up the pond, and it's not going to have a lot of speed once it's going out of here. I think it'll stay there, no problem. Well, just when things were going smooth, had a little accident on the trailer. Apparently, from the factory, the pockets where the barn door, hinges lock in, they tack welded it here, and they welded it along the top, but they didn't weld anything on the bottom. So when I lifted the bed, this was sitting on a rock, and when I pulled forward, it just ripped the steel right here. I tried pushing it back with the machine, but it looks like the steel buckled on the top. So I'm gonna try to beat it down with the sledgehammer. only got one weld right there. When I get this thing back to the house, I'm going to lay a heavy bead across there, a heavy bead across the top. They should have just tack welded this thing on here. That's irritating. Let me see if the door will close. Nah, needs to go down at least another 1/4 inch. I know that weld's going to break off there if I keep beating on it. Looks like I'm bolted it on. Yeah, they got a little tack weld here, tack weld there, tack weld there, and nothing on the bottom at all. Irritating. It's always good to use a little WD-40 when you're drilling. Saves your drill bit. Any type of oil will work, but I use WD-40. Use my buddy Kubota to help me out. Trying to make it so I had even space between here. It's got some play in it, a little bit of play, and it's for that reason, you know, so you can adjust it. Just trying to make sure it's in the right spot before I go drilling anything. my ghetto fix. Yeah, when I get to the house, I'm going to put a heavy bead all the way down this thing on both sides, which is what they should have did from the factory. If this was welded on the bottom, this never would have happened. Well, time to get back to work. gonna go get the instrument and shoot a level point, you know, check my grade across here to make sure this is level. And then I'll drive around the other side and put some more rocks in here. I may go pick up some more of those big rocks to drop in here too. It's pretty close, within a ½ inch from the end to end, and in the middle it's about 2 inches low, so it's pretty close. I'll go ahead and, you know, fill in this section with the bigger rocks and add some more rocks back here where I dug them out. Well, I think that's how I'm going to leave this section. I don't think it's going anywhere. Some big old rocks there. If it goes somewhere after this, I'm going to cement this thing. That'll stop it. So it gradually, you know, it's level across here, and then it gradually slopes down. And then it drops down to the next section where I put that 5 foot of rock in. And then that section is level as well. You know, it'll spread out and go into the pond. Should lose some of its momentum. I think it'll work. Well, I'm done with the rock work right here where the creek dumps into the pond. I think it turned out looking pretty decent. And I guess the only opinion that really matters is mine, because I've got to look at it all the time. Yeah, I think it's going to work out good. Man, if that gets blown out of there, I'll be real surprised, because that is a lot of rock. It's about 25 foot across, solid rock. And that's probably 7 feet. And then this here is about another 5 feet of rock. And then those big rocks in the front. So I'm thinking, I was thinking when I dig this out, I'm going to go ahead and dig about 6 inches above the water line that it's at currently. And just, you know, dig it out so I can get the bulk of the material. I think what I'm going to do is just dig it to that level plane that I've got right there, which is the bottom of the creek here. And that way I can back the dump trailer in right here. I'll go ahead and cut this section out where I can back all the way up in there. And I can pull all this spoils this way and get it out of here. I'm not going to dig real far that way. That's phase 2 of the pond. But I do want to get this little section cleaned up, because I'll be looking at it for a couple years probably before I get around to doing that. And in the meantime, you know, when this floods, all that'll flood out and it'll grow grass, and, you know, it'll look nice until I can get a chance to dig it out. So I think this is going to look real nice with that topsoil through there once that grass comes in. I've still got that little pile I need to take that way. So I think that's what I'm going to do this evening. Well, I think that's it for one day. See you on the next one.